So hello students, welcome back to MRS math class. We are discussing about the linear equations with constant coefficients, right? In the previous lecture we are discussing about the homogeneous type, right? That means as you can see, equation 1 is a non-homogeneous linear equation with constant coefficients. Since this capital X is exist here in the right hand side, which is a function of X, and this a1 a2 are constant. But in the previous lecture we are taking as this one as 0, and the general solution whatever we are getting, that was only complementary function, right? So many methods are there to solve this type of non-homogeneous linear equations with constant coefficients, right? So today we'll discuss about the operator method. Okay, so if we'll write in an operator way, this equation 1 we can write as f of d into y equal to capital X. Okay, so this one you can take as equation 2, no problem, but this equation 1 and equation 2 are same, just symbolically we are writing this. And what it this f of d represents? F of d is equal to our this one, it is d to the power n plus a1 dn minus 1, right, up to an minus 1 d plus an. Okay, this is our f of d. Okay, so we'll discuss now some important results on symbolic operation. Okay, write down. Some important results on symbolic operation. Okay, let us see. The first one is, if we are operating f of d on e to the power ax, okay, this one we are operating on the function e to the power ax, then what we will get? We will get as f of a into e to the power ax. Okay, and similarly the second one, if we are operating on e to the power ax and bx, okay, then you will get e to the power ax f of d plus a into b of x. Okay, and the third one is f of d square, okay, which will operate on sine ax plus b, okay, or cos ax plus b, no problem. Result will be f of minus a square, okay, sine x plus b or cos x plus b. Okay, that may be operate on this function, or this one may operate on this function. You will get f of minus a square into sine x plus b, or if you are operating this function, then you will get this one. Okay, so it is not that much difficult. You should not confuse that from where I am writing these things. Okay, to clear your doubts, I can prove the first one. Okay, first one I will show you how I am getting. Okay, this is not that much difficult. F of d e to the power ax. Okay, so what is f of d? F of d is the operator, right? That is in this form, d to the power n plus a1 dn minus 1 plus up to an minus 1 d plus an, right? This one will operate on e to the power ax, right? So what we will get? D to the power n means dn y by dxn. What is y here? E to the power x. That means if this one will operate on e to the power ax, what we will get? A to the power n, right, into e to the power x. Okay, so everywhere e to the power x will get, so at the last we will take, okay, plus a1 into d of n minus 1. If you will operate on e to the power x, what you will get? A to the power n minus 1, right? Similarly, a to the power n minus 1, if it will d operate with e to the power x, what you will get? Only a, right, plus an, right? So everywhere we are getting e to the power x, so taking common, I am writing in the last e to the power x. Okay, so what is this? just we are replacing D as A, you can see. Okay, so this one we can write as f of A, okay, into e to the power ax, right? So you can see that first one, f of d e to the power x, we are getting f of a e to the power x, right? Similarly, if you can operate on 2 and 3, right? F of d you can operate on this function, you will get this one, and operating on this function you will get this one. It is not that much difficult, you should try it from your own side. Okay, so before going to the theorems, so I want to give you one definition or note, or definition you can take, that is the operator one by f of d, right? This operator is called inverse operator, right? Inverse operator, okay, when it operates on a continuous function f of x, okay, gives the solution y equal to 1 by f of d into f of x of the equation f of d into y equal to f of x. Okay, what does it mean? It means consequently what it tells, that is f of d into 1 over f of d into f of x is equal to f of x, right? So thus 1 by d f of x is the solution of this, right? dy equal to f of x, right? So what is d? D is our operator, differential operator, right? That is dy by dx is equal to f of x, right? So if we are writing this dy will be f of x into dx, right? So from here how will get y? That is integrating both the sides, y will be integration over f of x dx, right? So we can conclude that 1 by d f of x is nothing but integration over f of x dx. Okay, so this is the operator 1 by d. When it is operating on f of x, we will get integration of f of x dx. Okay, if you understood this one, now we'll proceed for the theorems which will help us to get the particular integral. Okay, so the first theorem is, you can take as theorem 1. Okay, what it tells, if a is any constant, then 1 over f of d into e to the power ax is equal to e to the power ax by f of a. Okay, provided f of a is not equal to 0. Okay, so this is the theorem to get the particular integral. Okay, so to verify this theorem, we will take one example. Any example we can take arbitrarily. where e to the power ax will be there in the place of capital X. Okay, so let us take a this type of equation, that is d plus 1 whole square. Let us take e to the power x. You can take 2x, 3x. So I am taking e to the power 2x. Okay, so if we will try to get the solution of this type of differential equation, that means this is a non-homogeneous linear equations with constant coefficients, right? It comes under this type of equation, right? So to get the general solution of this type of equation, what we need? We need the complementary function and particular integral. After that we will get the sum of these two to get the general solution, right? So we know how to get the complementary function, right? That means this one, this side will take as 0. Okay, that things I should leave it for you, but I am trying to do it. Okay, that is complementary function, right? What we will do, that is d plus 1 whole square is equal to 0 we will take, right? That means d will get as minus 1, minus 1. That means 1 root we are repeating 2 times. So complementary function will be c1 plus c2x, right, into e to the power minus x, right? This one we will get. Okay, now we are worried for particular integral, right? These things we have already discussed in the previous class, so there should not be any confusion. But for case of particular integral, we will apply this theorem, because the right hand side is in the form of e to the power ax, right? So what we will get then? But yp you can take particular integral, that is e to the power 2x over d plus 1 whole square. Okay, then what you will get? E to the power ax over f of a. Okay, that means in place of d you will just replace as a, that means a is here 2. So what you will get? E to the power 2x by 2 plus 1 whole square, right? That is e to the power 2x by 9. Okay, so this is our particular integral and this is the complementary function. So general solution will be sum of these two, right? So what will be the solution? That is c1 plus c2x e to the power minus x plus e to the power 2x over 9. So this is our general solution. Okay, and the particular integral we got based upon this theorem. Okay, so now we'll proceed for the next theorem. So now we'll see the theorem number 2. Okay, so what the theorem 2 says, that for any constant a, okay, that is 1 over f of d e to the power ax into bx will be equal to e to the power ax, okay, 1 over f of d plus a into b of x. Okay, so this is the next theorem. Okay, so to understand this theorem we can take one problem which is of the type this, okay, and we can solve. Okay, so arbitrarily if we will take one example, that is d square plus 1 into y, which is equal to x into e to the power 2x, okay, which is in the form of e to the power ax is there and one function b of x is there. Okay, so now to solve this we need first complementary function, right? So what is our complementary function here? Already we have discussed in the previous class, that is d square plus 1 equal to 0, then d will be our plus minus I. Okay, so if this type of root we are getting, complex root, our complementary function or yc you can take is c1 cos x plus c2 sin x, right? Okay, now we'll go for the particular integral, that is yp. If you will calculate, then what we will get, that is e to the power 2x into x over d square plus 1, right? So what we will get, e to the power x we have to write, that is e to the power 2x first I am writing, then 1 over f of d plus a, that is d plus a is 2 here, so d plus 2 whole square, right? D plus 2 whole square plus 1 into x, right? So what we will get, e to the power 2x, that is 1 over d square plus 4 plus 1, that is 5, plus 2 into 2d, right? That is 4d plus 5 into x, correct? So come to here. Then what we will get, e to the power 2x is there, right? And if we are taking common 5, okay, then what we will get, 1 plus, this is d square plus 4d by 5, right? D square plus 4d over 5, right, into x, okay? So what we will get then, it was 2x over 5. Then this one we can write 1 plus d square plus 4d over 5 into minus 1, right, x, okay? So 1 plus d square plus 4d by 5 inverse, right? Using binomial expansion, if we will apply here binomial expansion, then what we will get, that will be e to the 2x over 5, right? Then here that is 1 minus d square plus 4d over 5 plus d square plus 4d over 5 whole square and so on, right, into x, okay? Then what we will get, it were 2x over 5, right? Here 1 into x will be x minus d square, that means 2 times derivative of x will be 0 plus 4 into first derivative of x is 1, that is 4 by 5, right? Plus this one will be 0, this is again 0 because the square is there, so all other terms will get as 0. So what will be the final answer, that is e to the power 2x, if you 5 we are multiplying, then this will be 25 into, that is 5x minus 4. This is our particular integral, right? And this is our complementary function, right? So general solution will be yc plus yp, okay? So this is the solution of this problem by using this theorem number 2, okay? Now we will proceed for the next theorem. So our next theorem says, theorem 3 you can take, it says that 1 over f of d square, if it is there, into sine of ax is there, then we will get as 1 over f of minus a square into sine ax, okay? Similarly, if cos is there, that is 1 by f of d square cos ax is there, then you will get f of minus a square into cos of ax, okay? Provided f of minus a square is not equal to 0, otherwise it will not work, okay? So now to verify this theorem, we can take one example, okay, and we can see. That is, if we are taking arbitrarily one example, that is d square minus 5d plus 6 into y is equal to right hand side, that should be in the form of this sin ax or cos ax, right? So any example if you are taking, that is 3 sin x, if you are taking, then what we will get, to solve this we need the particular integral and complementary function, right? Complementary function already we know how to get, right? That is d square minus 5d plus 6 we have to take as 0. Then to find the root we have to solve this equation. Let us write d square minus 3d minus 2d plus 6 is equal to 0. Then d, if you are taking common, we are getting d minus 3. right? Here if you are taking minus 2 common, then this is d minus 3 equal to 0, right? So one root is equal to 3, another root is equal to 2. So two different roots we are taking, that is 3 and 2. So complementary function or yc is equal to c1 e to the power 3x plus c2 e to the power 2x, right? There is no confusion. Okay. Now the main important part, that is particular integral, which now we will calculate, okay, based on this theorem. So yp is equal to, what we will get, that is 3 sin x, right? 3 sin x over d square minus 5d plus 6, right? So this one we have to solve, okay, which is in the form of this, right? Then what we will get, obviously, if d square is there, we have to do f of minus a square, right? So what is a here? That is 1 here, right? Sin 1 into x, right? So what we will get, that is 3 sin x by, this is minus 1 square, that is minus 1 square minus 5d plus 6, right? So what we will get, that is 3 sin x by 6 minus 1, that is 5 minus 5d, correct? So now how to solve this equation? If you are multiplying 5 plus 5d in the numerator and denominator, we can solve. First of all, we will take common 5, right? So 3 by 5 is there. So what we will get, sin x over 1 minus d, right? So in the numerator and denominator, if you are multiplying 1 plus d, then what we will get, 3 by 5, this is 1 plus d, right? Here this is 1 square minus d square, correct, into sin x is there, correct? Now I will solve, that is 3 by 5, 1 plus d, that means so first of all, this one we have to solve, 1 plus d over, this is 1 square minus of minus 1 square, that is plus 1, right? Let us solve in detail, okay? It is very important part, that is 1 square minus 1 square into sin x, correct? So what we will get, 3 by 5, that is 1 into sin x is sin x plus first derivative of sin x is cos x, right, is equal to 1 plus this minus minus, it will be plus, that is plus 2. So we are getting 3 by 10 into sin x plus cos x, correct? So this is our particular integral and this is our complementary function. So general solution will be equal to complementary function plus particular integral, okay? So this is our solution. So these are the theorems applying which we can get the particular integral of this type of non-homogeneous linear equations with constant coefficients, okay? This is about the operator method, right? So other methods are also there to find the particular integral, which we are going to discuss in the next class. So hope you understood up to this, and in the last I will give some problems for homework for your practice you can take. I hope you will try these problems, and if you will face any doubt you will ask me without any problem. Okay, thank you.